Dear students, welcome to NEET Shala. We are going to start human reproduction. This is part 1, and in this video we will discuss about male reproduction only. Female reproductive system we will be doing in next videos. And I would request you to keep your pen and notebook ready because we will be making short notes also. Now introduction, a little bit of introduction I will give you all. Please write with me. Humans. If I talk about humans, we are sexually reproducing. You all know it. We are sexually reproducing. This is true. Next, we are viviparous. Viviparous means we give birth to young ones. Oviparous means who lay fertilized or unfertilized eggs. And next we are unisexual. We are unisexual. Clear? Now there is one terminology. What is the meaning of primary sex organ? What is a primary sex organ? These are the essential organs which form gamete. They form gamete. Okay, primary sex organ will form gamete. In males, gamete forming organ is testis in male and ovary in female. Clear? This is primary sex organ. Now, secondary sex organ. Secondary sex organs. These organs do not form gamete. They do not form gamete. They provide pathway for gametes. For gametes, so that there is union or meeting of male and female gametes. Clear? They provide the passage. They do not form gametes, but they provide passage. Secondary sex organs include ducts and glands. Okay, ducts and glands like rete testis, vasa efferentia, glands like prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, etc. Then, what is the meaning of accessory or external sex character? Meaning of accessory or external sex character. So, these characters do not directly play any role in reproduction. They have no direct role in reproduction. No direct role in reproduction, but they provide specific features. But they provide specific features to male and female, or you can say both sexes. Specific features. They will provide specific features like why male is masculine, female has some feminine characteristics. Why do they differ? Because of these accessory or external character, and they will no direct role in reproduction, indirect involvement. Understood? So let's read it once. Humans are sexually reproducing. Viviparous, I've taught. They are unisexual, told. Primary sex organ is also known as gonads. which forms testis in male and ovary in female. Secondary sex organ includes organs, ducts, and glands that do not produce gametes but are essential. And accessory or external sex characters have no direct role in reproduction, but they provide specific features to both the sexes. I've taught this now. Clear? Next slide. Now, male reproductive system. Male reproductive system. Male reproductive system. 4 points should be on your mouth always. You should always memorize and keep that. Number 1, primary sex organ. Primary sex organ is your testis. Clear? And external genitalia is penis. Clear? Next, accessory ducts. Accessory ducts includes retestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. And male accessory glands. Male accessory glands will include seminal vesicle, which is 2 in number, prostate, which is 1 in number, and bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, which is once again 2 in number. Clear? This much you should always remember. So look here, male reproductive system. I've told all these 4 points. We have made the notes perfect. Bulbourethral gland also 2 in number. Please mention this. And accessory ducts, I did not write there. Retestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. Please mention these. चलो ठीक है. Now we will discuss about testis. Testis. It is situated in scrotum, and it is situated outside the abdominal cavity. 2 important points. Situated in scrotum and outside the abdominal cavity. This was 1 line. I broke it into 2 lines. You all must have understood this. Next, it is oval in shape. Testis is oval in shape. Next, its length 4 to 5 centimeter in length and 2 to 3 centimeter in width. 2 to 3 centimeter in width. I think till here you all must have written, so I am erasing it. If not, please take the screenshot. Take the screenshot and like the session. Please like the session also. Yes. Now we were discussing about testis only, and we are discussing about testis only. So till there it was clear. Now testis is situated inside the scrotum. Testis is inside the scrotum and it is attached to scrotum attached to scrotum by gubernaculum testis. This is nothing but a band of connective tissue, gubernaculum testis. So testis is attached to scrotum by gubernaculum testis. And if I talk about scrotum, so scrotum will communicate with the abdominal cavity, communicates with abdominal cavity through inguinal canal, through inguinal canal. Okay, let me make it simpler one for you. See, this is testis, it is attached to scrotum. Testis is attached to scrotum by gubernaculum testis. Clear? And scrotum is attached to abdominal cavity. Scrotum will communicate to abdominal cavity with the help of inguinal canal. Inguinal canal. Clear? So draw this in your notebook so that it is easy for you to remember. Okay? Now I was discussing about testis, so back to our topic of testis. About scrotum, I had told you about scrotum that it is connected to abdominal cavity via inguinal canal. Scrotum is internally lined by dartos muscle and second it is lined by dartos muscle and spermatic fascia. Clear? This dartos muscle is responsible. This dartos muscle is only responsible for regulation of temperature. Okay, responsible for regulation of temperature within scrotum during winter. Clear? It is only responsible, it becomes contracted in cold and during summer season it becomes relaxed. So dartos muscle contracts in cold. C and C contracts in cold. Dartos muscle, it is only responsible for regulation of temperature. And already you know that scrotum has temperature 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the internal body, lesser than the body temperature. So mention this point also, add this point also in your notes, that scrotum has 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than body temperature. Clear? Clear now? So I am erasing this. So we were discussing about testis, which is situated outside the abdominal cavity in scrotum. So when I talk about testis, 3 layers of testis are present. Okay, 3 layers of testis are present. First, tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis. Second, tunica albuginea. And third, tunica vacuosa. 3 layers of testis. Okay. Now tunica albuginea, tunica vaginalis, it is the outermost layer. It is the outermost layer. Outermost layer is tunica vaginalis. The middle layer is tunica albuginea, and the innermost layer is tunica vacuosa inside the testis. Clear? And this is only connected to testicular lobules because it is the innermost, and tunica vaginalis is the outermost. Tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and tunica vacuosa. Tunica vacuosa is the innermost vascular coat of testis which lines the testicular lobules. Why I told this? Because now we will discuss more about testis, because I've given the general description about testis, like I told you it is situated outside the abdominal cavity. I told you it's oval in shape. We have discussed the length and width, and it is connected to scrotum by gubernaculum testis, and scrotum communicates with the abdominal cavity via inguinal canal. Now we will be discussing about, now look here, now each testis has testicular lobule. Testicular lobule. Now the testicular lobule has seminiferous tubules. Testicular lobule has seminiferous tubule. So each testis has testicular lobules which have seminiferous tubule. It is clear till here? We have nearly how many testicular lobules? 250. One testis will have 250, and each testicular lobule will have 1, 2, 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubule. This is the pathway. Okay, we will write it here. Testis, testicular lobule, and then seminiferous tubule. Clear? Seminiferous tubule. We will leave that over there because here I'll be discussing about seminiferous tubule. Now seminiferous tubule, just a second. I think my audio is clear to you all. Yes? Okay. Seminiferous tubule. This seminiferous tubule has germinal epithelium. It is lined by, seminiferous tubule is lined by, germinal epithelium. Seminiferous tubule is lined by germinal epithelium, which is formed of two types of cells. This germinal epithelium is formed of two types of cells. Let's name them. Number 1, male germ cell. And number 2 is Sertoli cells. Male germ cells will go meiotic divisions. It will go meiotic divisions and which will finally lead to sperm formation, and it will go meiotic divisions. And Sertoli cells, they provide nutrition to germ cells. Sertoli cells provide nutrition to germ cells. That is why they are known as subtentacular cells or nurse cells. Subtentacular cells or nurse cells. Clear? Mention this. So this pathway testis, testicular lobule to seminiferous tubule. Let me erase it. Soft blackboard. Now the seminiferous tubule which I was talking about. See, suppose this is a seminiferous tubule. It has two types of cells, male germ cell and Sertoli cell. ठीक है, ये तो हो गया seminiferous tubule का. But outside space is known as interstitial space. And this interstitial space has number 1 blood vessel, and number 2 it has Leydig cells. Leydig cells are only known as interstitial cells. Clear? So this was the story of testis. Testis had testicular lobules, which was 250 in number. One testis had nearly 250 testicular lobules, and each testicular lobule had 1, 2, 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubule. This was clear. And then we discussed about seminiferous tubule, which had two types of cell, male germ cell and Sertoli cell, and outside them in the interstitial space they had blood vessels and Leydig cells. Till here I think it's clear to you all. I can hope this it is clear to you all. So now I have to tell you one important thing. Please write down that, do you know what is crypto or childism? What is this? So what happens that when testes do not descend, when the testes do not descend and reach to scrotum, rather they remain in rather they remain in abdominal cavity. At the time of birth. So this is known as cryptochidism. This is a important terminology. Please remember this, that when testis does not descend and reach to scrotum, rather they remain in abdominal cavity at the time of birth. It is also known as undescended testis. Undescended testis. Clear? So I'm erasing this now. Taking the screenshot. I'm erasing. Please take the screenshot if you are not writing the notes. So one more term. Orchiopexy. What is this? When the undescended testis when the undescended testis is brought to scrotum via surgery during childhood. We bring the undescended testis to scrotal sac by the process of surgery during childhood. Then this is known as orchiopexy. Clear? Chalo, ठीक है. So this was the story of testis. Now we will proceed further. Let's once see the. Yes, I've told you this. Next slide. Testis. Each lobule contains 1, 2, 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubule where sperms are produced, and seminiferous tubule is lined by germinal epithelium which is formed of two types of cells, male germ cell, Sertoli cell, and interstitial space also I've told you. Region outside the seminiferous tubule. This was seminiferous tubule. It had two types of cells, 1, 2, and the region outside it was interstitial space which had blood vessels and Leydig cells or interstitial cells. Clear? Next slide. I've told you this also, that internally scrotum is lined by diatos muscle and spermatic fascia. Diatos muscle was only responsible for regulation of temperature within scrotum during cold seasons, and the three layers of testis, this was outermost and this was innermost and vascular. I've told you till here. Chalo, theek hai. Now next we had so first testis was the primary sex organ. I think I've told you this. Primary sex organ was testis. We have discussed about it. Now we will discuss about secondary sex organ and glands. Secondary sex organ and glands means we will discuss about accessory ducts and male accessory Glands. Secondary sex organs included both ducts and glands. So now we will discuss about this. Look at this slide. Male sex accessory ducts include rete-testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. Accessory ducts. Seminiferous tubule to rete-testis to vasa efferentia to epididymis to vas deferens. This is the pathway. Please remember this. Okay, because we have got the MCQs in, I think in 2010 there was one PYQ from this. I already have the previous year questions which we will be doing at the end. All the previous year questions we will do, don't worry. Let's start with the secondary sex organs. Let me take a blank slide. So now color, seminiferous tubule, seminiferous tubule which had male germ cells, Sertoli cells and interstitial space. Now Sertoli cells will lead to rete-testis which will lead to vasa efferentia and vasa efferentia into epididymis, epididymis into vas deferens. This is the pathway. So as I told you, each testicular lobule had 1, 2, 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules, and these join to form straight tubules or tubular ecti. I think I don't need to mention them. So seminiferous tubule will form network of tubes. Rete-testis is network of tubes. Now the rete-testis will fuse to form the vasa efferentia. Rete-testis, like 10 to 20 efferent ductules means rete-testis will now fuse to form vasa efferentia, which is also known as ducti efferentes. Efferentes. Efferentes, not I. Efferentes. Ducti efferentes, vasa efferentia. Now epididymis. Epididymis is located along the posterior surface of each testis. This is mentioned in NCERT, so we will be writing this along posterior surface of each testis. This was about epididymis. Clear? And then we have the vas deferens. So about epididymis, I'll tell you something more. Epididymis. Epididymis again is divided into 3 parts. It is nearly 6 meter in man. It is nearly 6 meter in man, and it is divided into 3 parts. Number 1, cauda epididymis. Cauda epididymis. Second is corpus epididymis. And third part is Oh. I've done a mistake. This is not chorda. I'm really sorry. This is caput. C-A-P-U-T. This is caput epididymis, and chorda epididymis is the third most basal part. This is the uppermost part, this is the middle part, and this is the basal part of epididymis. And I've already shown you epididymis is connected to vas deferens. So chorda epididymis will enter into the abdominal cavity from the scrotal sac in the form of vas deferens. Okay. So epididymis has three parts, and this chorda epididymis will only enter when it enters into the abdominal cavity. From scrotal sac, now it will move into abdominal cavity, and there only it is known as vas deferens. Clear? Let me just hold on for a while. Yes. So this is caput epididymis, corpus epididymis, and chorda epididymis. Let me show you this one. Next slide. आ जाओ भाई. Where is my slide? Epididymis has three parts. Look here, the three parts of epididymis, and now look here, this epididymis is joined to vas deferens. So the last part of epididymis, which was chorda epididymis, this was when this enters into abdominal cavity, then it will be vas deferens. ठीक है, चलो. So epididymis, it had three parts. We have discussed the three parts also. The epididymis, the wall of epididymis is made of two layers. Wall of epididymis. Wall is made up of two layers. Outer is circular muscular layer and inner is epithelium. Outer circular muscle layer and inner inner is the epithelial layer. Epithelium layer. Clear about epididymis, which leads to vas deferens. Now let's see what's left. Okay, so glands. Where are my glands? I think I've missed out that. Okay, I'll write with you. Let's start writing. We will write. Start writing. I've not mentioned my notes, so I have to write now. Accessory reproductive glands. They do not form gametes, but they help in reproduction. I have told this already. So first we will discuss about seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle. Now the seminal vesicle is formed from, please write this, formed from Wolffian duct. Wolffian. Wolffian duct of embryo. Okay, it is obtained from the Wolffian duct of embryo. And I told you, now internally internally lined by internally it is lined by glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium. And this glandular epithelium will only secrete seminal fluid. Okay, let me erase, then I'll give you more points. It is obtained from Wolffian duct of embryo and it has glandular epithelium internally, because of which it secretes seminal fluid. Now, seminal fluid is lubricating. It makes 60 to 70 70% of semen. The seminal fluid, and its pH is 7.3 nearly. Seminal fluid has fructose. Seminal fluid has fructose, and this fructose acts as a fuel to sperm. It is a fuel for sperm. Clear? Now, some proteins are also present in semen. See, seminal vesicle secretes a fluid. It's a jelly-like fluid which is known as seminal fluid, which forms 60 to 70% part of semen. Fructose is found in this fluid, and some proteins are also present. See what more is present in the seminal vesicle secretions in the seminal fluid. What is also present in seminal fluid? So, seminal fluid has number 1 fructose. It also has fibrinogen. It also has prostaglandin. It has citrate, etc. Okay. Proteins are also there. Many types of proteins are there in seminal vesicle. So it's clear till here. So, and number, it is paired. It is a paired gland. Erase all. Next is prostate gland. Prostate gland is located below the urinary bladder. So mention this: located below urinary bladder. It is located below urinary bladder and slightly alkaline. It secretes prostatic fluid, which is slightly alkaline. And it makes 30% of semen. Also, it helps in sperm activation. The fluid secreted by prostate gland will help in sperm activation. Some more important points. Mircha re baba, mircha. Please like the session. And you all can join Neetshala on Telegram also. Now Neetshala is there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can connect to us, and we are having a huge family of Neetshala, and we take up regular quiz. So you can join us on Telegram, and we were talking about prostate gland. So the secretion of prostate gland, the prostatic fluid. So the secretion of prostate gland has citric acid. Citric acid mentioned like this. Secretion of prostate gland has number 1 citric acid, number 2 calcium, and number 3 phosphate. It has clotting enzymes. It has clotting enzymes and also profibrinolysin. Profibrinolysin. All these are present in the secretion of prostate gland. Next comes Cowper's gland. Cowper's gland is also known as bulbourethral gland. Cowper's gland is also known as bulbourethral gland. It is paired. Prostate gland was unpaired. ठीक है? हाँ. So its pH is nearly 7.2. The fluid it secretes has a pH 7.2, which will help to destroy the acidity of urethra. It will secrete a jelly-like fluid which has a pH of 7.2, and the jelly-like fluid will help to destroy the acidity of urethra. And it also helps in lubrication of penis. ठीक है? यहाँ तक क्लियर हो गया? चलो ठीक है. Now semen I was saying. Now what is this semen? Semen is the secretion of reproductive gland. Secretions of reproductive gland, accessory reproductive gland plus the sperm will make your semen. Semen has a pH of 7.3. Remember this. And normal sperm count is 20 to 120 million per ml. Mention this, normal sperm count. This is normal sperm count. हाँ, एक ज़रूरी बात यहाँ पे लिखना है. So please write what I am writing now. Human male ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperm during a coitus, during an intercourse, out of which for normal fertility 60% sperms must have normal shape. 60% sperms must have normal shape, and 40% of them must show vigorous motility. Clear? Please mention this point in your notes. Huh? So with this, we come to an end of the male reproductive system. Taken the screenshot? Chalo, theek hai. So we come to an end. Now we have the MCQs. You can see the MCQs. Leydig cells will secrete what? Androgen. Now the pathway is very important. I have told you that pathway. Once again I'll tell you. See this question I told you na, 2010 questions. So you have to remember the pathway because there will be some previous year questions. So see, the question is, if for some reason the vasa efferentia in the human reproductive system gets blocked, then the gametes will not be transported from, so vasa efferentia. So for this we need to know the pathway. Pathway was how? The pathway was like seminiferous tubule. यहाँ पे लिखूँ या seminiferous tubule. Seminiferous tubule के बाद next we had rete testis. Then we had vasa efferentia. Then we had epididymis. And then we had vas deferens. Vas deferens. So this was the pathway. So the question is asking that if vasa efferentia in the human reproductive system gets blocked, so which option? Testis to epididymis. You can see testis was here inside the seminiferous tubule. So testis to epididymis will be the correct answer because the gametes will not be transported from testis to epididymis because vasa efferentia connects them. Huh? Okay. Let me erase this. Erase all. Now the seminal plasma in human males are rich in, I've told you right now, seminal plasma we have discussed about fructose and calcium. Sertoli cells are found in where? Ovaries होगा नहीं होगा. Sertoli cells are found in seminiferous tubule and they provide nutrition to germ cell. That is why Sertoli cells are also known as nurse cells. Now the vasa efferentia are the ductules leading from testicular lobule to rated testis, rated testis to vas deferens to epididymis, and epididymis to urethra. Vasa efferentia. So vasa efferentia, once again let me draw. It was seminiferous tubule. सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल के बाद क्या था? रेटे टेस्टिस के बाद क्या था? वासा इफरेंशिया के बाद क्या था? एपिडिडाइमिस. एंड देन वी हैड वास डिफरेंस. तो व्हाट इज सेइंग वासा इफरेंशिया लीड फ्रॉम? सो वासा इफरेंशिया इज हियर. Vasa efferentia lead from rated testis to vas deferens है ना. टेस्टिकुलर लॉब्यूल टू rated testis होगा नहीं. vas deferens टू epididymis उल्टा पाथ चलना नहीं है. epididymis टू urethra तो वो तो बाद की बात हुई. It is the link between rated testis to vas deferens. This is the most probable answer. Now look here, Bartholin gland I gave because I thought you all might confuse Bartholin gland with bulbourethral gland, but this we will discuss in female reproductive system. So look at this question of 1991. Location and secretion of Leydig cells are. So Leydig cells जैसे ही आएगा testis. Clear? Khatam. So now I'll discuss NCRT. Wait here, don't go. This is my NCRT till where I've taught. I'm discussing that. Male reproductive system only we have discussed. So look here, the male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes, one pair of testes, along with accessory ducts, glands and external genitalia. I've taught you till here. So moving on to next page. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal internal body temperature, which is necessary for spermatogenesis. In adults, each testis is oval in shape. I have told this. Length 4 to 5 centimeter, width 2 to 3 centimeter, and it is covered by a dense covering. I have mentioned all the three layers. Remember, tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and tunica vasculosa. I had mentioned, and each testis has about 250 compartments called testicular lobules. Each lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperm are produced, and each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cell, male germ cell and Sertoli cell. Male germ cells, they will finally lead to sperm formation, while Sertoli cells will provide nutrition to the germ cells. And the region outside seminiferous tubule, I've told you so many times, interstitial space which contains blood vessels and interstitial cells. Blood vessels also you have to remember. Leydig cells will synthesize and secrete testicular hormone called androgen, and other immunologically competent cells are also present. Male sex accessory ducts include rete-testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. The seminiferous tubules of testis open into vasa efferentia through the rete-testis. The vasa efferentia leave the testis and open into epididymis located along the posterior surface of each testis. This pathway, they are talking about the pathway. Seminiferous tubule के बाद क्या था? rete-testis, then it was vasa efferentia, then it was epididymis, and then it was vas deferens. है ना? See, the epididymis will lead to vas deferens that ascends to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder, which receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as ejaculatory duct. These ducts store and transport the sperms from testis to the outside through urethra. The urethra originates from urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Did I not discuss about? So urethra continues into a muscular and a tubular organ called penis, and the terminal part is called glans penis, and the glans penis is covered by foreskin. You can see here glans penis, and it is covered by foreskin, and it is penis is the organ of copulation. Clear till here? Now moving to next, this beautiful diagram of Sertoli cells. So as I told you, penis, male external genitalia made up of special tissues that help in erection of penis to facilitate insemination. Enlarged end is called glans penis, covered by foreskin, and yes, it is the organ of copulation. Organ of copulation. Huh? And then it is covered by a loose foreskin, which is known as loose fold of skin, which is known as foreskin. I think it's clear till here. हाँ, सब तो बता दिया I think. The male accessory glands includes paired seminal vesicle, a prostate gland, and a bulbourethral gland, which is also known as Cowper's. Cowper's gland. Secretion of these glands constitute the seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes. Secretions of bulbourethral glands also help in lubrication of penis. Till here I've taught everything. हाँ, हो गया है. Some points. See, vasectomy. What is vasectomy? Vasectomy is cutting and tying of vas deferens. Cutting and tying of vas deferens is vasectomy. And rest, I think all rest तो हमने सब cover कर ही लिया है. So now what you should do is you should like this session. If this session gets 1000 likes, then I'll think to bring the next part. Then I'll bring the next part. And one more thing, I think I am missing something. See, the foreskin, I told you the glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin, and removal of this foreskin is only known as circumcision. Circumcision is removal of prepuce, prepuc, which is prepuce is foreskin. Okay, this is known as circumcision. ठीक है, और तो कुछ बचा नहीं, सब हमने कवर कर लिया है. So please like this session. Please like the session. I'm not at home, otherwise I could have made the PDF available for you all. Still, I'll try to. If you need the PDF, then you go on the Neetshala Telegram app, and there you tag Neetshala. I hope they'll provide you, or else you can write in the comment section below. And do like, share, and subscribe to Neetshala. And with this, I'm signing off. Do join the 9 p.m. quiz. I think Prem or Chaitanya. Okay, whosoever is taking, doesn't matter. You all just should join the 9 p.m. quiz. You can connect to Neetshala on Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also. Neetshala is available 24/7 for you all. Thank you. Wish you good luck. Study hard. Stay at home. Stay safe. Bye-bye.